I get to win.
Go ahead. Finish your text.
Oh no! We got her mid text.
No!
You have been caught texting.
I've been deceived by my own co-host, and one of them is literally married to me.
I'm not the one who hit it.
I expected it out of him, not you, AJ.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got her.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
For roping.
I like that. You're a jabroni. Go ahead.
The theme song's not
Hey,
long
Bethany.
enough. I'm still texting.
Guess what?
What?
Dab. Guess what?
What?
Dab again. Guess what? Mustache dab, and
Oh no, not the mustache dab.
it's Wednesday nights. What the show? My name is AJ. I'm one of your co-hosts.
Hello, we're the Deacons. We miss you, Juice. It's been 2 weeks now without you.
And we had a week off in between.
And we had a week off in between. Oh my god, it's been almost a month since we've seen Juice.
Hold
Has
on.
anyone seen this man? We miss him.
Forget about it. Ladies, you need New Life's new revolutionary technology. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna eat some cheese and you're gonna shove it up your mouth.
Thanks, Austin.
I still always think that laugh sounds like AJ's, even though I know obviously it's not AJ. But every time I'm like, it's weird that AJ was there when this was filmed.
I was, but that wasn't me. I was there.
I just want everyone to know this text would not have taken so long, but see, I can't multitask, which is why I wanted to do it before we went on air. But that right was taken away from me.
And it wasn't by me this time.
No.
Usually when something sinister happens, I'm the culprit. Now, twice this week now, AJ has just, well, I guess technically 3 times now, something sinister has happened. That was not my idea.
What did I do? I don't remember these things.
You only just went live when she said not to, but someone else.
Yes.
So-
Yeah, people are against me this week. AJ went live. JT is texting me friendship gifts. Unprompted. Just out of nowhere. Twice this week I have had to endure this. And it's just like what I'm saying is it's hard out here for a pimp, you know? It's hard.
You know, I think the biggest missed opportunity for marketing with friendship was selling friendship bracelets that said
They should
Subway.
have. They really should have. That was a massive missed opportunity.
Like green and yellow and white, and they said Subway.
Oh yes. No spoilers for the movie, but yes, the Subway part would have been phenomenal if they had done that.
In a Subway, actually, they should have had Subway employees just giving out friendship bracelets. And people have been like, what? And then it would have all made sense. Oh, Sir Side Table.
Juicy, come back.
You can blame it all on me. Juicy, come back.
All right, so before we get
Keep it
into
juicy, keep it Lucy.
before we get too crazy into things, I'm going to go over real quick our current standings in the What the Show Fantasy Football League. We've had 12 movies released as of today, and the current standings are in 12th place with Mithrigan 2.0, PJ Campbell, most likely picking last.
Woo!
In 11th place, everyone's favorite mustachioed man, PLD,
Yes.
with Karate Kid Legends. In 10th place is Kim Denuzio with Ballerina. So there is a legitimate chance right now that PLD is going to be sandwiched by PJ and Kim, which will be wildly entertaining on draft night. So I am hoping that that somehow maintains in place.
Reminder to the listeners, PLD has to auto draft.
Right.
And Kim and PJ do not.
So true.
So currently in 9th place, moved up today. Actually, AJ has Elio.
Yeah, AJ.
At present 9th.
Emilio.
Presently in 8th is Brandon Buckingham with 28 years later. 7th place at the moment is Mark the Moose Haas, who has F1. In 6th, so a big surprise here, I think. I don't think any of us thought this high, at least at this point. Juice with Final Destination Bloodlines.
That's true.
Which looks like it's going to finish in the top 10. I did not have that on my. I don't think any of us had that on our list.
No.
Yeah, so that's a big
Juice
surprise.
might have.
Actually, that's accurate.
Who knows what Juice would have put? 5th place at the moment. This one's going to change quickly. Is Taylor Blunden with Jurassic World Rebirth. 4th place is Benny Hamlin with Thunderbolts. 3rd is myself with Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. 2nd place is Bethany with How to Train Your Dragon. And in 1st place, which I think is not changing, Jeremiah Morris with Lilo and Stitch.
Also, everyone, hey, it's Wednesday night. Welcome to What the Show, the only 3 people on the internet who have not seen Superman.
I've seen it.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, Margot Kidder is phenomenal.
Yes. Gene Hackman is the man.
Slay.
Yeah, Gene Hackman really, truly, absolutely nailed it.
Okay.
The new Superman. Sorry, I should have clarified Superman 2025.
So our theater, as AJ knows, has a large screen, but it's not technically an IMAX, so we didn't get the Amazon preview by us. So we didn't even have the opportunity to go see it last night. But the majority of the fantasy football league saw it.
Everyone else did. We will be probably seeing it tomorrow.
Most likely tomorrow.
Hopefully. Everyone kind of seems to be like, it's good, but it's not great. And you know what? That's fine.
It sounds like it's like a B+/A- from almost everybody I've seen across the board, saying it's very good. There's things there are like 1 or 2 things they don't like, but William hasn't seen it either.
Thank you, William, for being with us and having not seen it as well tomorrow. It's next right on.
But yeah, it sounds like it's a movie that's like good. Like I'm not imagining this is like an Oscar movie or anything like that, but something that's entertaining. And if I get something that I walk out of the same way I walked out of F1, I'll be very happy.
Can I also just say I'm fairly easy to please because I didn't hate Jurassic World. I just want to go on record. I thought it was decent.
Hey,
it's decent. And also, as someone who recently watched Jurassic Park 3, I think we're all too mean to it, and it's a good film.
Okay, so my thoughts on the new Jurassic World are that I am never going to see that movie in my entire life. I'm so sorry. But I am going to see Superman.
Slutty little glasses.
What's that?
I said you don't want to see Jonathan Bailey in his slutty little glasses.
No, because I just saw Alan Richardson in his slutty little glasses. Let me tell you that the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare belonged to my top 5 last year.
Oh, wow.
Minimum. That movie is phenomenal.
See, thank you, William. Alan, I just truly, can we all, it's the 3rd Jurassic Park film.
You know who he's talking about? He's talking about Alan Richardson in the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
It's 90 minutes. The characters make sense. Like, it all makes sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. But you know, like,
it's a simple story.
It's a simple story. Like, the problem is with the Jurassic World movies is that, why couldn't be both? Is they have overcomplicated things. Honestly, this one kind of sort of took it back to basics, which is why I think it is decent. But, like, too much sometimes. They're doing too much. Jurassic Park 3, 90 minutes in and out. You got some smart velociraptors. You've got a simple-ass story. Boy gets stranded on Dinosaur Island. Parents will do anything to get boy back. That's it. That's all you need. You know, there's dinosaurs. It's a rollicking good time. And then it's done. And you like forget about it, except for the Alan Velociraptor. I can never forget you.
And the gymnastics uneven bar routine.
That's in
the
World.
second one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And see,
I
the
conflate
problem
those
with the
two
Lost
things.
World is it's too overcomplicated.
Right. The Lost World, that's one of the only things I remember. That and the T-Rex winds up in San Diego. That's pretty much what I remember. And Vince Vaughn's there. That's pretty
Vince
much
Vaughn is randomly there. And he will tell me the story every time. Steven Spielberg saw him in freaking Swingers, and his blood convinced him to cast him in The Lost World. And you want to know what? The Lost World is not one of Spielberg's stronger films. And I think we know the correlation.
We're blaming Vince Vaughn?
Yes, I am, actually.
Oh, wait, what else was Vince Vaughn in that Spielberg directed? Was he in Schindler's List or?
No.
He should have been.
I think he learned his mistake and was like, I'm not working with Vaughn anymore. You know, like, what's the point? I'm not saying The Lost World is like bad. It's just not good. Like, it's just not like great. It's fine. It's serviceable.
Dodgeball is phenomenal.
Dodgeball is phenomenal.
Dodgeball is admittedly good, but I don't think that Vince Vaughn is the best part of it. Like, he just happens to be in an otherwise good
Alan
movie.
Tudyk is the best part of that movie.
Yes, 100%.
Or Rick Torn.
I quote Ben Stiller in Dodgeball multiple times a week at work. Like, it's at least 5 times a week at work minimum.
Mike, I'm just saying. I think that I don't know. I'm what I'm realizing, guys, is maybe Vince Vaughn just ruins things.
There's a designer for fragrance called Michel Germain, and whenever somebody says Michael, I just hit him back with Michel every time.
Michel.
And see, here's the thing. That's me grabbing the bull by the horns. It's a metaphor. Yeah. It actually happened, though.
Yeah, 100%. I see what you did there. We have things to talk about. Namely, next week we'll be fully discussing quarterback. But we have started watching, and it's Kirk Cousins' world, and we're all just like in it. We're not going to delve in too much because we want to save.
Briefly, like Kirk Cousins, we're through 4 episodes. Kirk Cousins is the star, and Goff and Burrow are both entertaining. But I
don't know if I'd call Joe Burrow entertaining. He's there.
But you're not improvement on your opinion of the man?
No, not yet. I think his family seems really nice. I don't think he's like a bad person. Like, I think he's a totally fine person. But like, he's honestly kind of boring. Like, he doesn't really like talk with any emotion. Like, I think, like, you know, they call him Joe Cool, whatever. And I think that's like, that's spot on. Like, he's great for playing high stakes football. Truly, he is, because like you're not rattling this guy worth anything. But he's also not entertaining TV, because in a talking head interview, he's like, and then it was 3rd and 1, and I was like, well, it's football. Got to get out there and play it. And you're like, could you like emote a little bit, Joe? Could you do anything? Like, appreciate that he picked up how to play the piano. Like I said, his family seems really nice. But yeah, they're like talking about like childhood memories. And he's like, yeah, we watched a lot of American Idol. Joe, like, are you with us? Is anyone home? Like,
so you just gave me an idea, right? So the next time they do quarterback, right? We do a serious one like the season we're getting, which has been really good. And then they decide to do a silly one, right? Yeah. And it's like Bo Nix and Jameis Winston.
I knew Jameis was going up.
I'm here for both.
I don't know. Tyler Shuck.
I just want chaos.
Well, back. Where's the other team?
And that's the day I became a Bo Nix fan, personally. That press conference, I was like, you know what? I like this kid. He's all right. But yeah, I don't know. It's not making me like hate Joe Burrow, but it's not improving any feelings toward him.
We still got 4 more episodes.
Yeah, we still have 4 more episodes. Maybe he'll do something and I'll suddenly be like, you know what? That guy's all right.
And on the behalf of my college football team organization, I will say that all Ohio State fans hate this guy because we fumbled the ball so hard.
You had him.
Yep. Yeah. Justin Fields, that's our guy. Joe, go over to Louisiana. Instead of being the hometown hero for the Ohio State organization.
Yeah, that was kind of That was a big airball.
Yeah.
To mix metaphors of sports. But yeah, that's accurate.
So today, though, like keeping kind of in the same vein, I found a post.
Yes,
that
this is what we're gonna discuss.
this is the important subject.
This
of
is
the
an
night.
important subject because again, we're gonna save further quarterback discussion for next week once we've all finished it and Buck is here
Brandon
to
Buckingham's
add
going to come on.
his
Yeah.
insight. I don't know what just happened. We got very close.
You said it was important.
Oh, yes. So the important thing that we were discussing today, thank you for full attention, is going
Wait. I need a blink. Okay.
Okay.
Now?
Okay, now you're locked in. I have to find it. Okay. Yes, we are going to discuss categorizing head coaches by their ability to survive a zombie apocalypse. And I find this to be very important. This is actually the quality content I'm here for. Also, I just want everyone to know that today in episode 4, I think, one more quick quarterback thing. This is related to the coaches thing, though. I think it was in episode 4 when they're showing a Dan Campbell locker room thing. I started tearing up as if I haven't watched this content or like I have seen this man give this speech last year. And yet I still was like getting a little misty. And I was like, I just missed Dan Campbell locker room speeches so much. God damn it. It's a football season already. I need that man to just like give me a little pep talk every morning, truly. If he could just call me and like give me hype for work, I'd be like, I'll run through a fucking wall for you, Dan. Let's go. But yes, categorizing head coaches by their ability to survive a zombie apocalypse. There's an infographic that has all of them. With becoming a zombie immediately, probably wouldn't make it too far. They're resourceful in their own way. Wouldn't be surprised if they survive till the end, and then the final survivor. I obviously agree with the final survivor. Spoiler alert, it is Dan Campbell. And of fucking course it is. If anyone can survive the zombie apocalypse, it's going to be MCDC.
Oh, yeah.
But there's some other people I think that we could re-rank a little bit. Namely...
Wait, Bethany. I think you have to withdraw your statement. Do you think that Dan Campbell would not sacrifice himself for the betterment of others?
He would. I could see that. Like, he's either going all the way and he's like the lone survivor because he's just built that way. But I also see him being the person to sacrifice himself. Like he saves, a child or a horde of people somewhere or something. And he's like this way. There's like 3 kids like, cowering, and he just like saves their ass.
Yes, but this is just an island of NFL head coaches.
Yeah. So if it's
A
just
child
an
who
island,
looks a lot like Mike McDaniel.
yes. Well, it's okay. This is my theory. So the 3 coaches that they have becoming a zombie immediately, they have Zach Taylor, Mike McDaniel, and Shane
Steichen.
Steichen. I was gonna say
Steichen, I kind of agree with. I think, and Zach Taylor, that's probably fair as well.
Here's the thing about Mike McDaniel. I think that he's so coked out that he fights the zombies, and I think
he's so fast.
I think that he wins a couple of these battles. I think inevitably,
he's succumbing eventually.
He's succumbing. But I think I was like, becoming a zombie immediately. No. Like that man is snorting a line and he is going to kick some zombie ass. And I think he takes out at least 2 zombies before he
I don't think he's going to be like final 5, but like if you're talking like last 10 standing, maybe.
Yeah.
I think he's so fast. He's agile. I think that man knows how to hide.
Yes.
You look at you look him in the eyes and tell me you don't think he knows how to hide.
I also think he would sell out the other coaches. Like the zombie becoming, he'd be like, they're over there.
Over there, man.
Bray.
That man will use Andy Reid as a human shield.
Yeah, and I think it would work. Like, I think without a doubt that, yes. Zach Taylor, I don't know enough about.
Zach Taylor is a bitch. Sorry.
Yeah, he's a bitch. He's a bitch. He's going down for sure.
I don't see Zach Taylor lasting very long. He's kind of dull,
There's one coaching tree that I hate in the NFL. And it's a small tree so far.
Okay.
But it's Zach Taylor, and there's one other head coach. Do you know who that head coach is?
No.
What's the next tier? I think he's in the next tier.
what tree is it? A family tree?
No, the coaching
Yes.
tree.
No, coaching tree, but family tree. Who's
So,
in
like, Dan
who's in
Campbell
the
now
next
has
tier?
three because he has
Oh,
Johnson.
because he
Glenn.
has.
Yeah.
Got you. I don't know who would be in his
What team?
tree.
So it's Brian Callahan.
So yeah.
Okay,
Brian.
so the Tennessee Titans head coach
Yes.
is in his coaching tree.
So yeah, and that's because this is the fucked up part. The Tennessee Titans coach's dad
Yeah.
Right.
was Zach Taylor's coach at Nebraska. Zach Taylor was a Nebraska quarterback, and not only did Bill Callahan ruin the Oakland Raiders organization, he
Right.
ruined the Nebraska Huskers organization.
Okay.
So, yeah, the next person to
don't
die
like
is going to be Brian Callahan.
Yeah, Brian Callahan's going.
So
in
Brian
he's
Callahan
immediately a
is
zombie.
immediately going. I want to know why they think Ben Johnson probably won't make it too far. Is it because he's a fucking traitor?
no,
Is
but
that why?
because Ben Johnson is too mathematical and calculating. Like,
Yeah, you're right. Is he a bit too nerdy? But I think maybe that benefits him. You know what I mean?
And he's kind of fit too. Like
Yeah,
he's-
like I think Ben Johnson could get down. I
But-
don't think he's like gonna
Well-
make it super far, but like I don't think he deserves to be in the second lowest
So
tier.
maybe the middle tier.
Yeah, like I think he's probably they're resourceful in their own way. I think that's the tier that he like deserves to be in
So go,
personally.
go through the rest of the probably wouldn't make it.
We have Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan's going early.
Yeah,
Kyle Shanahan, he's done early.
he's done.
you know why? Because he's gonna get an untimely injury.
Yeah.
Aw.
Mhm.
Yeah, he would be hiding from like a little bitch, fucking traitor. Okay, sorry.
Look-
I'm not sorry. I'm a little sorry.
We're letting a bitch
It's
fly
fine.
tonight. Let's go.
We're just going out. I'm sorry. I'm just really hurt. It's fine. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce the
Brian
Cowboys.
Schottenheimer.
Him. I don't even know anything about you, but I don't like you. You're the Cowboys head coach.
Jerry
so-
Jones hired him, so he's clearly going early.
And
Yeah.
more nepotism
Yes,
than
Marty
Brian
Callahan.
Callahan.
Yep.
Kellen
Kellen Moore
Moore.
might be okay. Kellen Moore is like a chameleon who somehow has survived.
They have Todd Bowles going too early. I wouldn't fuck with Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles is not in the second tier. I think I put him in the middle.
Yeah, I'd put Todd Bowles up a little higher than that.
Liam
Todd
Cohen.
Bowles has old man strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he could like
Liam Cohen is in the top first three gone.
yeah.
Duval.
He's not the
Malfoy,
first one. He's not the
dead.
first one out. But he's the second one that after you do the first scary one, you have to
Yeah.
do the second one and it's funny.
Yeah.
And I
Very
love
safe.
you, Liam Cohen.
Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris, I think, would last okay.
Is this his first year with
Second.
the Falcons? Second year with the Falcons? He was there
Yeah,
last
Raheem Morris is basically like older D'Amico Ryans, but like not as good at coaching football. But like stature wise, he's fast, he's quick.
Yeah,
strong.
he'd survive.
Is that everyone on the from that tier? Then their third tier up, we have
This is the middle tier, so
The middle tier. We have John Harbaugh.
yeah, that guy
I
survives.
think that kind of tracks, I guess. I think he's third tier worthy. Dave Canales. Is that
Dave
how you pronounce
Canales.
that? Dave Canales. Oh, there's not an R there.
I
Sorry.
would drop down Dave Canales a little bit.
I think he's in the one below it. He's not one of the very first, but he's not lasting crazy long.
Isn't Pete
Yeah.
Carroll like old as dirt?
Yes, but Pete
Yeah.
Carroll is like Mags from the Hunger Games. Like,
Oh yeah, you're right. He probably would. Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, he's gonna
Um,
band together a little camp and then like he's going to sacrifice himself right around here. I think that
Yeah.
fits.
the middle, yeah, like he's like the 16th one down.
Yeah,
we
right in the middle.
have Mike McDonald.
Yeah, he'll do okay. I think this is
I would change McDonald for McDaniel.
Yeah.
Like I'd just swap them.
Yeah, swap them.
I'd swap them.
Yeah.
I'd swap the mics for sure. Kevin O'Connell.
He'll
Yep.
do okay.
I
Yeah,
think he'll- I think
that's
he'll do all
that's
right.
fair.
Yeah,
Um,
he was not a great NFL quarterback.
Andy Reid is too high.
Andy Reid is the top. Like Andy Reid will
Well-
either be gone immediately or somehow last the whole.
yeah,
year.
I'm not
They
sure.
will smell the bacon on that man.
that is the That is the guy that Mike McDaniel sells out.
Yes, Mike McDaniel is.
You don't want me. I'm skinny. Look at that
Look
guy.
at that guy. That's gonna get you some meat.
I said human shield in minutes.
Sean McDermott.
He's resourceful. I think
Yeah.
McDermott
I think
he might go up a tier for
I think
me.
the zombies might just pity this man and be like, this poor man gets so close to the Super Bowl and could never make it. We have to give him. We're based on pity. We will not eat.
I
him
think-
further.
He's one tier up.
He bands together his camp, right?
Yeah.
And then he gives a rousing speech about how this is like their 9/11. Wow. Wow. There's no PR in the zombie apocalypse, Mike.
You know what? You're true. That's right. There isn't. Whatever gets you through. Kevin Stefanski.
Kevin Stefanski is like how that man
Stefanski.
still has a job is beyond me. So maybe he would last.
Yeah, because clearly he is good at surviving things, right?
Okay, hot take, Mike. I
This
think
is
that man has a job because
This
he's a
is
great
good.
NFL coach, and he is being screwed over by his front office harder than probably anybody in NFL history.
But like, okay, so like by keeping him, they're screwing him over, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he got Coach of the Year twice. Do you know what it means to get Coach of the Year twice with the same team on the same contract?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then Jim Harbaugh.
Well, he's gonna sustain on his
Harbaugh's
boogers.
on
So
the
you
same-
know,
oh gosh, yeah, Jim.
Okay.
Jim and John. Who's the other? Is there
yeah.
one more Harbaugh? No.
that's it.
It's
See,
just the
I think
two.
Jim is going to be the first person to resort to cannibalism in the zombie apocalypse. Not like the first coach, the first person.
Jim's gonna do something crazy.
Just the first person, just in general, the human population.
We don't even need to get to the apocalypse for that. He might just do that tomorrow. All right, so
We're gonna. Has anybody done a room check on Kamani Vidal in the last 6 hours?
wow.
Okay, so this was Wouldn't Be Surprised if they make it to the end. So this is like the second tier.
This is the second
okay?
tier here.
We have Brian
Brian
DeVole.
Dable.
Wait. One more. QJ could drop a pass tomorrow, and it's literally his ass.
Yeah. Well, QJ is going to drop a pass tomorrow.
Oh Jesus!
But
Okay. Sorry.
we've broken AJ twice tonight. That one he did to himself.
I was gonna say.
Vince Vaughn and Schindler's List did it the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, why would you even put those two things in the same sentence? Okay, how do you say his man's
Brian
name?
Dable.
Dable.
He's
Dable.
what-
That's
so-
not how you pronounce. This is not how that's spelled. Dable. Okay, sir.
I think he'd actually get pretty far.
No, because
Okay.
here's why. Everything about the New York Giants organization is a hot fucking mess. We're trusting this man. No.
So
No.
I think he's lower too because, like, have you seen somebody like when they like miss their Ozempic dose? It's really bad.
We did what? I'm sorry.
Oh, have you seen somebody when they miss their Ozempic dose? Like after a couple days, it gets bad.
So you're saying that's going to be his situation?
Yeah, we give him 9 days. Sorry, honey.
9 days and then he's gone. Mike Rebel.
Vrabel.
Vrabel?
There is a very good chance that is the second to last man alive.
You think?
Yeah,
Why don't I?
No.
Why can't I picture this man?
He played for the Patriots.
Did he?
he
Yeah.
was
That's
the
man.
he was Bill Romanowski on steroids, but he wasn't on steroids.
I don't know. I've seen this man.
Oh,
I truly cannot picture
Vrabel is like he might even be bigger than Campbell now. I think like in terms of like jacked up. I think he might actually be bigger than Dan Campbell.
But does he have the heart? That did.
No, like Vrabel
The-
is as a lifelong Patriots hater. That dude I respect.
Is he a good dude?
Yeah.
I gotta look this guy up. I've
He-
seen him.
They used
Mike
to put him
Vrabel.
on offensive plays on the 1 yard line to like they'd make him eligible.
Oh, he looks friendly.
And you don't fuck with him. You don't fuck with
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel.
I think that he
Yeah,
would probably be the hardest NFL player at their peak in the I'd say in the last 20 Yeah, in the last 20 years to fight at peak, not on steroids.
I'm gonna say I think he could do it. Yeah.
It's either him or Ray Lewis.
Yeah, but like Ray Lewis, like he doesn't pick a fair fight.
Mm.
And then
How many things tonight am I going to say?
This is quite a stream. It's a good thing we've only got a handful of people watching this one.
we're discussing the important things here tonight.
Jonathan Gannon is way too high. He would not be making it to the final 10. No way.
He's got a little fire in his belly.
He's riding the bus.
Yeah. If he's got a bus.
Is crazy enough that I think he could survive.
Sean Payton would. Mike McDaniel would think he's the smartest person there, whereas Sean Payton would be the one actually coming up with the brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh my God. If Sean Payton coaching the Denver Broncos betrayed Mike McDaniel. Do you know the history with Mike McDaniel in the Broncos, Bethany?
Yes, I read up on Mike McDaniel once because he looks freakishly like my brother-in-law.
So
I know more about Mike McDaniel than I want to. No, that's not true.
I think he needs to get the earring back.
I agree. I think that's a fair. Who do we have here? D'Amico Ryan.
D'Amico Ryans is going to be towards the end. That's the last five guy. I think.
I can picture.
He's one of the younger coaches in the league. He's still absolutely jacked. The guy has fire in his belly. Yeah, that guy's going. He was a top safety in the league, and I think he could still be like a bottom safety in the league. Yeah, he's. Hi, Buck.
I'm not sure if that's you or Mike McDaniel. Could be either one. Mike Tomlin. I can see Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin lasts.
I can see Mike Tomlin lasting for sure.
Like Mike Tomlin is going to be just above average. He's going to get to the last stage and then get knocked out right away.
Both.
Oh shit! So he's too high. Mike Tomlin should be like 13th.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair. So Mike Tomlin should be one tier down. You're right.
But he's going to survive out of pure hatred and spite. Because the more you look into that man's eyes, you realize that organization would have been destroyed literally 15 years ago if it wasn't for him. And he's just fucking holding on. Like, that dude has been at that job way too long.
We will be
Tyler.
talking
We'll get to that,
yeah.
Tyler. That'll be on the next one.
Once we finish discussing the important things, like which surviving the zombie apocalypse.
Dan Quinn.
He is like.
Dan Quinn, I could see that. Sean McVay, I think they have a little too high up.
I think Sean McVay and like Dan Quinn fight each other to the death.
Yeah, they take each other out.
Yeah. Nick Sirianni.
Sirianni is
he's in the bottom part of the top. He's like 9th or 10th. I think he finishes.
He's either might be
Glenn,
or right at the top.
We watched Hard Knocks. Aaron Glenn is going to be there towards and he's going to be aligned with Campbell.
Yeah.
Aaron Glenn is one of the last
only
ones
way
standing.
I see Dan Campbell going out, actually, again, if this is just it's saving Aaron Glenn. Like, I think that's how he goes. He's like, no, and he goes to save
But
him.
at the same time, Aaron Glenn could win if he takes out Dan Campbell.
You know?
Campbell will save Glenn. He won't save Johnson.
No, I don't think he's saving Johnson. I think he has nothing but respect for Johnson, but I think he's not saving him.
He has respect, but not love.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Glenn, it's like the Jets play the Lions next season, I believe, the 2026
Accurate,
season.
and I love it.
But they when the Jets and the Lions play each other, there's going to be a huge embrace between the two of them. When the Lions and the Bears play each other, it's going to be a quick handshake, I think.
I think that MCDC is classier than that, and I think he will. It'll be one of those like can I demonstrate the kind of handshake they do? They're like, and then they also grab the arm to like,
But then
one of those.
when Aaron Glenn, it's like, bring it in, buddy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
I think he will be a proud papa when he like Caesar.
It's like the Obama handshake sketch.
Yeah.
Like if the Jets win week 1, like one of the because they play at different times as the Lions. Like once the Lions game is over, I'm sure Campbell, whenever Aaron Glenn wins his first game, that's one of the first people who contacts him.
Yeah. I just, guys. And then, of
Guys.
course, the final survivor, we talked about this obviously at the top, but
Dan Campbell.
it's Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
And again, unless he is sacrificing himself, William thinks that he's immune, which might be possible. If anyone deserves immunity in a zombie apocalypse, it's Dan Campbell.
Also, Dan Campbell would be the most likely to Joel from The Last of Us.
Yeah. And I would cry just as much if, sorry, computer.
I wasn't
popped
talking about the death. I was talking about the other part. Like shooting down the research facility.
Yeah,
Just to be like,
no, I think he would. Again, Aaron Glenn is strapped to a table and he's going to say, yeah, no, I think he would. Yeah, I think he would Joel from The Last of Us, and that he's going to save his people for sure. He's a loyal son of a bitch. Spoiler.
Spoilers for the substance.
Spoiler for the substance.
All right, so Tyler's been bringing it up over the weekend. It was AJ and I have been talking about it. Bethany's watched a bunch of it because of me. Was of course the beginning of the end, back to the beginning, the final show for Black Sabbath / Ozzy Osbourne, which had one of the biggest all-star casts of support acts in heavy music history. When you're starting the day with Mastodon as the first act, you know, Mastodon, who at this point is headlining amphitheaters, you know that this is a big deal. I wish I could, like, this is a show, if I really had put my head to it, should have really put an effort into going to. Obviously, being in Birmingham and having the logistics of going there. Plus, it happened to be my father's birthday at the time. I didn't know what was going to be going on at the time. There were a lot of issues that prohibited me. I really wish I had just bit the bullet.
I can't believe that you would have gone to jolly old England.
For something like this, I think I would have.
You would have gotten a passport? Do you have one?
I actually don't.
No, I was going to say he does not.
I was going to be surprised if you do.
Yep.
I have decided, sorry to cut you off and we'll go back to this show, but I did tell Mike that if he wanted to see Ghost in Sweden, I was down. So he'll have to get a passport for that. That'd be a good time.
Swedish Ghosts. Let's go.
Yeah, what a great time it would be.
Well, so why don't we start there? So looking at the highlights
Why
of the show.
don't we start there?
Tobias played Bark at the Moon, and Bethany did watch that. We did find now we didn't actually have the full stream, but for a while they're being pulled left and right. But you could find the actual stream on YouTube for a minute there, and I think Tobias had like a little bit of an issue at the beginning of the song, but then once he got his voice underneath him, did a really powerful job at Bark at the Moon. Yep, of course it's the Borg. You know it is. With William, it's always been you the Borg.
I know. I'm sorry. That's funny.
So just like focusing, they did at the show 2 super groups that like had a rotating cast of singers primarily, but they switched out all the instruments and stuff. Billy Corgan did an absolutely terrible version of "Breaking the Law" by Judas Priest.
Who?
Yeah, it was bad. Like, it's not the worst performance of the day, which we will definitely circle back around to that. But the supergroups, Lizzie Hale did a really cool version of "Ultimate Sin." David Draymond got booed before he
before he opened his cursed ass mouth.
Yeah. And like you could tell was a little rattled because he did 2 songs, and in between he's like, "This is about Black Sabbath," and the crowd is just booing him mercilessly. And from what I could tell, it's not the entire crowd that was booing him, because some people were trying to deny it. It's like, no, he's definitely getting booed. It's not the entire crowd, but it's happening.
I bet those people deny a lot of things.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
Yeah, but
what are we on? Like my 10th inappropriate joke? I'm so sorry,
Yeah, you're on fire
roll
tonight.
AJ. Truly, never stop.
But the unexpected did not see this coming whatsoever for the supergroups. Youngblood stole the show. I'm like, I can't believe that I'm actually saying that, but Youngblood playing Changes by Black Sabbath when they did the supergroups was by far the best. And apparently Ozzy like has the biggest man crush on him ever. And Sharon and Kelly did an interview with him, like asking him things about like, what's your go-to when you're on the bus? What do you have when you wake up? And like, say they gave him 10 questions, like 7 of them were the same that Ozzy would say. So it's like, Ozzy, did you have an affair? Is this your kid?
Okay, but was that the first time that Sharon was like, Ozzy, did you have an affair?
No, certainly not.
No.
I'm certain that's a common question in that.
11. That's the 11th one.
Talking about the bands, I did not watch Rival Sunset, and I only saw one song of Alice in Chains. I think I did catch the rest of everybody through the various streams. Gotta outright say Tool by far from, like I said this to AJ, I'm like, if you took the video away and just listened to it, hands down, Tool was the best set of the day.
And like, I wouldn't have known this was going on if you didn't message me that.
Mm-hmm.
And neither would my special friend who is the biggest Maynard fan I've ever seen and got me into that music. And like it was really good. And daytime Maynard is so weird to see.
So and anybody who has never seen any of Maynard's band, he still did what he always does. He stands in the back of the stage. They play in a square. So like the drums are not directly in the middle of the stage. They literally just stay in a square. And the Adam and Justin, the bassist and the guitar player, like they move a little bit, but they don't really leave their little quadrant of the stage. And seeing Maynard where you could fully see, because I've seen his bands a couple times and he's always there, but he's like a shadow in the background. And he's usually like in full paint, like body paint top to bottom, or wearing something that like obstructs his face or something like that. Like he does not like
he's obscured in darkness.
Yeah. So this was very unusual to see him in broad daylight, but they absolutely killed it.
And like, if you guys aren't familiar, this guy is like 5'6", 5'7".
Mm-hmm.
He has Tom Cruise height and stature.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's kind of like if it would kind of be like seeing Tom Cruise with a shaved head singing in the dark. Like it's really weird. But yeah, that set was so cool, and seeing him illuminated, and like it was the only professionally filmed full Maynard set to ever happen, and he only agreed to do it because of Ozzy,
because of the magnitude of the event. Tool was the co-headliner of Ozfest '98, so they go back with them. You know that's. They have a history. Not every band on that bill did have a full-blown history with them, but Tool was one of them that 100% did.
Well, and there's one big band that you're going to mention has never played with them.
Yeah. So, do we want to rip the Band-Aid off and talk about that?
So Guns N' Roses.
Wow.
I didn't watch the set. I haven't watched it yet. But Guns N' Roses, like Axl Rose has never met Ozzy Osbourne until that show.
Yep.
Ever.
And you could tell me he never listened to Black Sabbath before that show based on his performance. The rest of that band was fantastic. Duff McKagan has played bass with Ozzy for certain performances before. Like there is a definite connection. Slash has done stuff with the Osbournes. Like Velvet Revolver has played on Ozfest. There is a connection. Axl Rose has no connection whatsoever. But at the same time, they picked ambitious songs to play. The band nailed them. Axl absolutely butchered Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. I swear. So anybody who knows the song, it's the cadence of the music the vocals doesn't go exactly the way the music does. And Axl kept on starting the verses roughly a second before he was supposed to. So the band has not even started the verse riff yet, and he's singing it.
Oh man.
It's like I saw somebody compare it to somebody going to karaoke and picking a song they'd never seen before and not following the illuminated lights for when to sing the words.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of rough. That's rough.
That's how bad it was. And then here's the kicker, though. So I
Justin Tucker?
Harrison Butker.
12.
Okay, no. How many inappropriate jokes what are we at right now?
I think it's 12. I think it's 12. That would be like, oh, that's too bad. We're cutting it out. We're stopping the stream right now. I think I've done 12.
Okay, 12. That's where we're at. Well, let's see if you can get to lucky 13 before the end of the stream.
I'm going to go fast and finish my thoughts on this real quick. So Axl also fucked up Welcome to the Jungle. So like maybe his ear monitors were.
I'd like to think he would know Welcome to the Jungle.
he screwed up the cadence to Welcome to the Jungle. So my thought is maybe his ear monitors weren't working. So that maybe I'll give him a slight pass if that's the case, because he also fucked up Welcome to the Jungle. But real quick, rapid fire. Metallica, Slayer, Pantera all did exactly what you expected them to do. Gojira was fucking amazing. Anthrax was fantastic. Lamb of God and Hailstorm nailed their cover of Perry Mason. Mastodon did a super cool drum circle when they played Supernaut. So like all these other bands, with the exception of Guns N' Roses, really did justice to their performances. Guns N' Roses is the one outlier. And then Ozzy coming out on the throne and like half the time, like looking like he was almost trying to stand up, was like almost heartbreaking to watch. And Ozzy did not sound the best he ever has, but what do you expect at this point? And Sabbath came out, and again, they haven't played together in several years. Bill Ward has not been in the band since 2012, and they played their set fantastically. Geezer Butler sounded as good as ever. Tony was a little iffy here and there, but for a final performance, they did it justice.
I'm going to get the courage to watch the Ozzy set someday. It's going to take me a lot of courage because I was never an Ozzy fan. I wasn't really, outside of like the hits, I wasn't really familiar with anything with him and who he was and what he did. And during the pandemic, one of my friends who was like a good friend became one of my best friends. And he was like, let me show you all of this Ozzy shit. Let me talk you through it and what it was. And then I became an Ozzy fan. And like, that's a late in life attachment, for me. And so seeing it's like, fuck, that's going to take a lot. A lot. So maybe in the coming weeks, but I have to get courage.
But so like, I will say outright, watching any of the show, if you can find any of these shows, it's great. But like of the earlier performances, find Youngblood, find Tool, find Gojira. Those are the three that like really packed a punch. And I'm saying this, and none of those are favorites of mine, because I had three bands that like Metallica, Slayer, Pantera are all like in my top 10 favorite bands of all time. And I loved all three of their sets, but like that's not like their performances were nothing that I was like, okay, that's like the definitive performances you're ever going to see of them. Gojira nailed it. Tool nailed it. Youngblood nailed it. Like those are going to be performances from them that are remembered for the ages. So that's why I mentioned that.
And the real performance was the Guinness that Jason Momoa was chugging.
Jason Momoa is a treasure. Protect that cost. So actually,
what a likable dude.
Somebody asked Sharon if they made a biopic about Ozzy, who she'd want to play him, and she said Jason Momoa. So
honestly,
that's it.
okay, but
I need a singing voice.
Okay, but B, here's the thing. If they were going to make a biopic about me, you know who I would pick?
Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Man, I might have Jason Momoa play me in a biopic.
I'd have
don't
Idris
know.
Elba play me.
I could see it. Yeah, for sure.
You guys need to see Heads of State.
I can't bring myself. I have trouble watching a half-hour sitcom at home, let alone a 90-minute movie.
You really can't focus on things at home. It's a problem.
Okay, but here's the thing. They're commanders in beef.
I mean, that does
Not
sell
my
it.
joke.
It does sell it to me personally.
It's such a ridiculous premise, and like I've watched this movie 3 times since it came out. Have I seen anything else that came out this summer? No. I've watched Heads of State 3 times in the last week.
See, but like you have a very different like movie going mentality. You're all about like the direct to Netflix, direct to Amazon kind of stuff.
Well,
and
also because
I don't
AJ
watch that.
multitasks,
Yeah.
and every single one of his movies that he watched it on a square, probably as big as the square as we are on this computer right now is as big as AJ watched this movie
I've watched it with 3 different people.
on a big screen.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow, I'm proud of you. That's really saying something.
Sorry.
That
No,
is
I
really
watched
saying something.
I watched it with 2 people on a big screen and on a small screen with myself.
On a square about as big as we are right now.
No, it wasn't like it wasn't like the Bellatra screen. It wasn't like this. It was more
Right.
like this.
Okay.
Okay, look at you.
So
That's saying
but
something.
it's so damn good. It's a movie that you would find on TNT on a holiday weekend at like 4:00 in the afternoon, and I mean that in the best way possible. It's John Cena and Idris Elba doing their characters from the Suicide Squad, except for one is the president, the other is the prime minister, and it's just those characters for 2 hours straight, and it's phenomenal.
I did actually, AJ, watch something that you probably will want to watch. It's not something I'm going to find myself, I think, revisiting a lot, but I was interested in it from the time it was announced, and I just found it on Amazon Prime today by chance, which is Chasing Amy, which I don't know if you're aware of that movie. It's about the filmmaker who I don't want to give a lot away because their journey is partially told through the story of this. The Chasing Amy hit them in a way at the time when they were at the time thought they were just queer, and winds up connecting with Kevin Smith, connecting with Joey Lauren Adams, and also meeting up with a whole bunch of other critics or people in the space, talking about how the movie has aged or how the movie has affected the community and things like that. It's not like, and it's Kevin Smith being completely open, like, hey, this is what I thought when I made the movie. Now that I'm looking back at it, like, this is, I understand why people can see this in this way. And like, I think you'd really enjoy that, AJ.
Yeah, I think I heard him like plug it like briefly on a like podcast thing, like, but it was only like a snip of just like, hey, this happened, and like move on kind of thing. So
Well, no, he's heavily involved. Like, he like doesn't hold back on it. Like, he's involved in the process, helps the director, helps them connect with other people from the production and things like that, gives them backstory that even myself as a giant Smith fan didn't know certain aspects of it. I did learn a few new things about Chasing Amy by watching this, but it's very interesting to see. Yeah, William, it is on Prime. It's interesting to see because it's a movie that clearly was a product of its time, and they discussed that. It's like, is this really a product of its time? Is it something that really holds up? Does it still hit people the same way? Were they impacted it positively or negative then? What do they think about it now? It's a real interesting watch because of the general subject nature of a straight white man making, even though it's such a low budget indie movie, at the time, one of the big, most mainstream LGBTQ movies of the time. I mean, even though it's a movie that was made for $300,000.
God bless Kevin Smith. And yeah, I'm checking that out. You know what else is on Prime? Heads of State.
I watched this TikTok video, and now because I engaged with one. She's done like 7 parts, but let me tell you, this woman is really fucking on to something. She basically is telling you why you should ask a man what his favorite director is on a first date, and she goes through like what is going to be the situation. Like this is what this person is. And and some of them are fantastic. She's literally done like 7 parts now, so she's getting into the weeds with it. Like the first couple parts was like, you know, common directors,
James
whatever.
Cameron,
And
Spielberg.
now we're like really getting into the weeds with some real fun answers. But one of them was Kevin Smith, and so of course I peeked up my ears to that one, knowing who I'm married to. And she had mostly good things to say. I think she said that they have a heart of gold, but they are the type of person to pick up a shirt from their laundry basket, sniff it, and be like, meh, I'll put this on. And I was like, yeah, I think that's spot on. This lady is she's really honest. Her observations I have found to be very accurate. And also, there are no ladies watching right now, but if there are any out there in the ether, this is a great way. Truly, I think it is a great first date question. Who is your favorite director? You should ask any man this, because there will be some warning signs potentially, you know. So these are the things.
Don't.
Yeah,
There's-
that's fair. My mom got a little ADHD rant, not rant, but I don't. What's like? I feel like rant sounds like has a negative connotation. Like, what's a word that's rant? Spiel also. Why do all things
Dissertation
about? I told her to watch Sinners. I've been begging her to watch Sinners, and she finally watched Sinners. And last night, I just gave her this like full dissertation on the phone. I don't think she was prepared for me to geek out. Well, she was, because I'm her daughter and she knows me. But yeah, I don't think I was like, and then did you get, and then did you understand, and then I'm just telling her about how Ryan Coogler and Ludwig Göransson met in college, and like how fate was meant to be that they would be roommates, and then they could go on to make beautiful art together for years. And I don't think she was prepared for
I
it.
didn't know about that. Damn.
Yeah, is that not the greatest thing? That's how they met. They met at USC. They were roommates.
Yeah.
They were roommates. This is fanfic.
And they were roommates.
And they were roommates. And then look at them now. God, some good shit right there. Good shit.
You never asked me who my favorite director was.
Who's your favorite director?
Gore Vidal.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
Okay, we're not really ending the show right there, but like,
I was like, he got in 13.
Caligula. Okay, there we go.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
It's 2 minutes for roping.
I like that. You're a jabroni. Go ahead.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. What the show says, watch Gore Vidal's Caligula.